Like you have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her Cece. Cece. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like actually, just it's just too much. Too.
The silence has been deafening. The targeting has been relentless. And for too long, nobody with a platform has been willing to say what needs to be said. But that all changed when Sophie Cunningham finally stood up and declared, "Enough is enough."
Sophie said some very unapologetic things. The kind of things that have made her beloved by Fever fans and continued to have her adversaries and detractors crash out. I mean, it's pretty much as simple as you can put it. I mean, the phenomenon of Sophie Cunningham is in large part due to Caitlin Clark, right? Sophie comes over, she protects Caitlin Clark in that Connecticut Sun game, throws J.C. Sheldon to the floor. That's when she became a viral sensation. She's always had that personality. She's always been pretty well known in the WNBA space, and now she's on the most high.
The voices are getting louder. The frustration is reaching a boiling point. And the unthinkable is now being discussed openly across social media platforms and sports forums everywhere. Sophie Cunningham has witnessed firsthand what Caitlin Clark has endured, and she's making it crystal clear. She's had enough of watching the WNBA's biggest star get targeted, attacked, and disrespected by players and referees who should know better.
Now, we know Caitlin Clark has been seeing a level of attacks, I should say, dealing with WNBA stars in different
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her Cece. Cece. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her.
Now, we know Caitlin Clark has been seeing a level of attacks, I should say, dealing with WNBA stars and different you have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CCCC for even when I wasn't on her team. Like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're going to prove her. We're going to show her what.
So many fans were waiting for somebody to do what Sophie did. But Sophie Cunningham was not worried about hurting any feelings on this podcast either. This is what she said about the idea that Caitlin Clark may not be the face of the league, which is, just an asinine concept that has been thrown out by some.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
What happened next was unprecedented in WNBA history. Sophie Cunningham didn't just defend her teammate. She became the voice that millions of fans had been desperately waiting for. She looked at a league that was destroying its own golden goose and said what everyone was thinking, but nobody had the courage to say.
All the sports agents, they're all haters too. Crazy. They're definitely not analysts. They don't know shit about basketball. What the fuck are you talking about? I've never seen so much hate on a new athlete since I've been living. Since my 43 years of living, never seen so much hate towards an athlete. He says, oh, she's not getting bullied. This is just normal mentality. You're going to be talking shit, putting it in my face and saying, yeah, what up? Then you're going to have that shit coming for you. Somebody going to brush you in the mouth for knocking the shot down and talking shit about it. Not because she's a dirty player, or not because, she's trying to hurt people.
Here's the terrifying reality that Sophie Cunningham's emergence has revealed. Even having a legitimate enforcer might not be enough to protect Caitlin Clark from a league that seems determined to destroy its own success story. Cunningham has watched Clark get targeted with an intensity that goes far beyond normal rookie treatment. She's seen the pattern. She's lived through the games, and she knows exactly what's happening.
So look, what we all been witnessing right before our eyes about our precious CC, precious CC, Caitlin Clark. For the ones who didn't know. So basically, she was saying, yeah, when they was preparing, when she was on the other team before she came to the Indiana Fever, we talking about Sophie Cunningham. She was basically saying that the Phoenix Mercury players were basically game planning and saying that they was going to assault her and give her a whack onto the WNBA.
Let's talk about what Sophie Cunningham has seen with her own eyes. During her time with the Phoenix Mercury, she was part of the conversations. She knew the game plan. She's revealed that teams would literally strategize about how to toughen up Caitlin Clark with discussions in locker rooms about showing her what the W really is.
Like, I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But
Right.
there's just more for her. So it's her second year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, actually, it's just too much, and like it's just I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No, that's so.
Like,
But here's what makes this even more damning. Cunningham has admitted that what she's witnessing now goes far beyond normal rookie treatment. Every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more for her, Cunningham explained. And now being on her team and seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing actually? It's just too much. It's too much. The statistics back up what Cunningham is witnessing. Caitlin Clark has been fouled at a rate that defies explanation. In her rookie season, she received 20% of all flagrant fouls in the entire league. Let that sink in. One player receiving 1/5 if of all the league's most severe fouls. During her 2025 season, Clark has been limited to just 13 games due to 3 separate injuries, including 2 groin injuries and a quad strain.
There's no player ever gotten this type of treatment coming into the league. LeBron will probably be the closest person that got this type of treatment. And that's only because this nigga fuck. They used to come to the lane, and the only way you could see him is to pull him down. But even when they used to pull his ass down, they did not try to hurt him. A lot of times they would just grab LeBron and let you stop him from falling. It wasn't malicious with this shit. And it's so sad. And y'all just turning a blind eye. Y'all just like, oh, it's not bullying. She's not getting targeted. She deserves it because she talks trash. Oh, my God. You know who talks 10 times more trash than Caitlin Clark? In Edward. You know who's even worse than that?
What's even more disturbing is the pattern of escalation that Sophie Cunningham has witnessed. From the Kennedy Carter blindside hit that was initially called a common foul to the Alyssa Thomas shoulder check that somehow avoided a flagrant call to the Marina Mabury shove that sent Clark to the ground. The incidents keep happening, and the referees keep looking the other way. What makes Sophie Cunningham's defense of Caitlin Clark so powerful is that she's speaking from a position of knowledge and experience. This isn't some outside observer making assumptions. This is a 6-year WNBA veteran who has played against Clark and now plays with her.
dude, and it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina.
There's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb.
Sophie Cunningham's most explosive moment came on her new podcast, Show Me Something, when she absolutely destroyed anyone who dares to question Clark's status as the face of the WNBA. It literally pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league, Cunningham declared. But this wasn't just empty rhetoric. Sophie Cunningham backed up her words with her actions. She delivered a hard foul on Sheldon that sparked a brawl and sent a message to the entire league. Mess with Caitlin Clark and you're messing with Sophie Cunningham. The aftermath was immediate and powerful. Within 48 hours, Cunningham gained nearly 600,000 TikTok followers. Her jersey sold out completely. Fans weren't just supporting her, they were celebrating her, calling her the enforcer, and buying her merchandise until it was listed as unavailable.
And I almost venture to say that if Sophie Cunningham wasn't who she is, and people didn't sort of know what she's about, she wouldn't have been fined. But am I shocked that an activist basketball league decided to target Sophie Cunningham? No. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, this whole league's got all of its priorities all bleeped up.
Sophie Cunningham's criticism hasn't been limited to players. She's also called out the referees who have failed to protect Caitlin Clark. Her most memorable critique came in the form of a TikTok video. The WNBA's response was predictable. They fined Cunningham $500 for the video, but her reaction was perfect. I got fined $500 for this TikTok. Why? This is funny to me. Like, okay, you got it, bud. 'Cause there's not more important things to be worried about with our league right now. During the controversial Connecticut Sun game, Cunningham was elbowed in the face with no call from the referees. She was grabbed by the neck during a loose ball scramble against the Sparks. Still no whistle. The same pattern that has followed Clark throughout her career is now extending to anyone who dares to defend her.
WNBA last year was the first year in its like 25, 30 years existence that it was profitable. Made $1 million. But it was the first time that it didn't lose money because the NBA supplements. Well, when Caitlin Clark comes to town, you have to go from the 8,000-seat WNBA arena to the 30,000-seat whatever arena across town because of ticket sales. And all of the apparel and all of the stuff that's coming from Caitlin Clark, and it's like, okay, but the league is totally destroying her. You know, they're trying to destroy her from within, and it's the players that...
Sophie Cunningham isn't afraid to address the elephant in the room, the jealousy that other WNBA players feel toward Caitlin Clark. While others dance around the issue, Cunningham has been direct about what she's witnessing. The evidence of this jealousy is everywhere. In the 2025 WNBA All-Star voting, Clark led all players in fan votes, but was ranked 9th among guards by her fellow players. Basketball legend Dick Vitale called it absolutely pure jealousy, and Sophie Cunningham agrees. Others have made subtle digs in interviews or celebrated when Clark gets hurt. What these players don't understand, but Sophie Cunningham does, is that Clark's success benefits everyone in the league. The new collective bargaining agreement negotiations, the increased salaries, the chartered flights, the sold-out crowds, the improved TV ratings. All of this exists because of what Caitlin Clark has brought to the WNBA.
One of the biggest epidemics in the history of sports right now is going on with the WNBA and their referees. They suck. All right, their referee situation blows. The officiating, they can't get the calls right. When they do go over to look at something, it takes them forever, and then they still get it wrong. And they also will not come down on these players for trying to take out the league's greatest asset. The league's greatest golden goose that is going to eventually make all these players and the commissioner and all these people all this money. They won't officiate. They won't take care of.
Here's the most damning part of what Sophie Cunningham has witnessed. Caitlin Clark has been injured for half of the 2025 season, and nobody in the WNBA is addressing why this keeps happening. Clark has missed 14 regular season games due to 3 separate soft tissue injuries, a left quad strain, a left groin injury, and now a right groin injury. She's also missed the Commissioner's Cup Final and the WNBA All-Star Game in her own city. This is a player who never missed a game due to injury during 4 years at Iowa or during her entire rookie WNBA season. Yet suddenly in her second year, she's constantly dealing with injuries that keep her off the court during the most important moments. Sophie Cunningham sees the connection that others won't acknowledge. The constant physicality, the targeting, the lack of protection from referees. It's all taking its toll. Even Clark's brother Colin briefly posted on social media blaming the referees for her latest injury before deleting the tweet.
I mean, the phenomenon of Sophie Cunningham is in large part due to Caitlin Clark, right? Sophie comes over, she protects Caitlin Clark in that Connecticut Sun game, throws J.C. Sheldon to the floor. That's when she became a viral sensation. But she's always had that personality. She's always been pretty well known in the WNBA space, and now she's on the most high-profile team, getting all sorts of endorsement deals and the like, and has been playing extremely well.
What makes Sophie Cunningham's defense of Caitlin Clark so powerful is that she's backed up her words with actions. She's embraced the role of enforcer, and the fans have rewarded her for it. Since joining the Fever, Cunningham has received more flagrant fouls than almost any player in the league besides Clark and Aaliyah Boston. She's taking hits, absorbing contact, and sending a message that the targeting has to stop. Her social media following has exploded to over 1 million followers on both TikTok and Instagram. She signed endorsement deals with Ring, Arby's, and Adidas. She's launched her own podcast, Show Me Something, with Colin Cowherd's The Volume. In a league where players whisper about problems behind closed doors, Cunningham chose to speak loudly and publicly. Her TikTok calling out referees garnered 1.3 million views. Her jersey sales spiked immediately after defending Clark. Her social media growth has been unprecedented for a role player. But beyond the numbers, Sophie Cunningham has given voice to millions of fans who were desperate to see anyone finally stand up for Caitlin Clark. She's shown that you don't have to be a superstar to make a superstar impact.
Take a look at this photo right here. This doesn't tell you that Caitlin Clark, everywhere she goes, moves the needle. ESPN and all these talking heads. She did not even play in this game. This game was actually the Barbie game for Angel Reese. But look at the amount of people that came to this game just to see Caitlin Clark sit on the bench.
Here's what Sophie Cunningham understands that many others don't. The current situation is unsustainable. You cannot continue to target, injure, and disrespect the player who is single-handedly transforming your league without consequences. The WNBA stands at a crossroads. They can continue to allow the targeting and watch their golden goose get destroyed, or they can listen to voices like Sophie Cunningham and protect their most valuable asset. Clark's impact on the league is undeniable. Her rookie card just sold for $660,000, over 8 times her annual salary. Every hard foul that goes uncalled, every cheap shot that gets ignored, every targeting incident that gets dismissed is a step backward for the sport. Sophie Cunningham recognizes this, and she's willing to put her own career on the line to change it. Her $500 TikTok fine has turned into millions in endorsement value. Her flagrant foul defending Clark has made her a household name. She's proven that sometimes doing the right thing is also the smart thing.